If you've ever walked along the third floor hallway on any given weekday, she has a different song that she plays every different day of the week. And she has a different story, a specific story behind each song. So we, your colleagues in the English department, would like to very briefly tell you our own stories about why we love you so much. So this is called The Story of Rose Sevener in 5 songs.
All right. Okay, so Monday's song, does anybody know it? It is, yeah. It's ABC by the Jackson 5. So this popular song exemplifies Rose's amazing ability to reach students at all levels. She makes learning as easy as ABC and 1, 2, 3. Rose reaches students who have different learning styles and helps them build confidence with their peers in learning communities and teams. And they have their own special cheers. At the heart of Rose's teaching, though, is the relationships that she builds with the students. Those are her true building blocks. And at the heart of everything Rose does is love. So, like the Jackson 5 says, I'm going to teach you all about love, dear.
Sophie.
Some of this I'm trying to figure out how to word, anyhow. In 2003, Rose came to Midland High School from both middle schools, right? And I was a second, third year administrator at the time. And Rose and her husband just loads and loads and loads coming up the freight elevator of pigs. Okay? Until the room is exploding with pigs. And I'm like, okay, there's
And I
gotta be...
shared the room with Katie.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I walked in, I'm like, I can work with this.
So, I'm new administrator, put my administrator hat on and thinking, yeah, the fire marshal's not gonna like this, but we'll just kind of overlook it. So, time goes by, and I'm walking by Rose's classroom, and she's hanging halfway out the window wide open. I'm like, well, that's interesting. And I walk up behind her.
You did.
And she just, well, she had Miss Sophie here on a belt, maybe 2 belts, swinging it down, because Rose's room is right above where the kid parking lot side of Eyeball. And I don't remember exactly what I said, but I'm like, oh my God, are you kidding me?
I remember Debbie said, we're not allowed, we don't want the kids to hang out the window. So we certainly don't want the teachers modeling it.
That wasn't bad, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, so she, time went
I
on.
wanted to get a smile out of them. It was,
And I'm kind of biting my tongue because it was pretty darn funny. But so time goes on, and I go by again. And to be honest, I kind of avoided going by there because I just didn't want to have to reel her in again. And I forgot. My song is the polka song. I'm not sure.
Polka Tuesday.
Yeah, and we would polka in the hall sometimes. So anyway, I walk by again. Well, she's hanging halfway out again. I'm like, oh, good Lord. So this time, it wasn't Sophie who was swinging from the belts. Rose had made this shooter.
It's a marshmallow gun.
Okay, yeah. Out of PVC pipe, and she was loading up the marshmallows out the windows at the kids. So this time I didn't tap. I grabbed her by the belt loop.
Yeah, we did. We really did.
Again, she's halfway out the window, so she doesn't know who it is. And I'm sure it was like, oh shit, she's here again. So anyway, reeled her in again. Anyway, Rose made connections with kids. They weren't necessarily the way I would make connections. However, I will say I had the privilege of evaluating Rose for many years, and to be in her classroom. And what I learned from her and to see the connection she made from the toughest kids at Midland High. Toughest kids. And how that went way beyond Sophie, the marshmallows, and a few other things that we'll skip for now. But I will tell you, for me, it was hard because I had to have, some of us had to have Rose toe the line. But if she had to toe the line too much, those connections would never have been made. And she was willing to take the risk to make that happen. And her classroom was magical, truly. And if I were to come back and teach, I would need a real refresher. I'm telling you, I haven't been in the classroom in a long time. And this lady, I would choose to be one of my mentors.
Wednesday. So Wednesday is You Better Work by RuPaul. And so Rose Rose has a few sayings that she uses in her classroom. So one, she often refers to the $1 million derriere.
Oh, derriere.
She lovingly calls our freshmen squirrel butts. To ask students to sit down, she asks them to let's get our biscuits in our seats. And then one of my favorites is she tells students to be your own butt's boss. Mind your own business. Be responsible for your butt and nobody else's. And speaking of evaluations, I think Rose is highly effective in engagement.
I've never been given Heidi. Just saying.
She capitalizes on students' academic backgrounds, uses their own language, obviously. And then for culture and language, she creates a classroom environment, promotes community, and that is absolutely Rose. She has created a magical atmosphere in her classroom, just like Amy talked about. But she also makes things magical for all of us. And so our department will really, really miss Rose because she's someone who you can always go to when you need advice, and especially for those toughest kids that we're just trying to help them and help them be successful. And so I know that we will miss that, and the students will miss that too.
I get the loving title of Diva Queen from Rose. And on Thursday, which is Bright Sunny Ghetto Day. It's true.
Put pork in my beans. Let's wait again. So it seems. Such a blessing to everybody.
That Rose blesses us, as Sarah was talking about, as a department, is her sunshine blessings that she brings to us. I don't know if you guys have seen it, if you're not on the third floor. Being in the basement my first few years where I didn't get out in the sun much, I didn't get a lot of sunshine blessings, but she's got this sun taped to a yardstick that's got like a Christmas bow attached to it. And she stands out in the hall and taps kids on the head, sunshine blessings, sunshine blessings. She always knows when I've had a day where I need a lot of sunshine blessings, and she comes in, sunshine blessings. But there are so many ways in which Rose reaches out to us, from truffles to cookies. We did the staff bathroom. I didn't know we had a bathroom on the third floor. Anyway, the staff bathroom she did in like chocolates. We could like go in and there weren't students. You had to wash your hands, and there were chocolates. It was like a magical, mystical land. She did that for us. I have a pig. She's been giving out pigs to all of us, and I get to cherish the shiny, sparkly diva pig. Her hugs. And emails to check in when I've had a rough year, Rose, and I'm gone, and Rose will be like, hey, are you there? Are you okay? You hanging in? And it's those moments where she reaches out to us as a staff and supports us, as well as all the wonderful things that she does for her students. So I would echo what Sarah was saying, and of course what everybody else has said, but Rose, we're gonna miss you, and I don't know who's gonna do Sunshine Blessings now, but I'm gonna carry them with me always.
It's gonna be real quiet.
Her Friday song is an old Zydeco tune called Don't Mess With My Toot Toot.
You can have the other woman, but don't mess with my toot.
Okay, you can have the other woman, but don't mess with my toot toot. And I guess you can interpret toot toot a lot of different ways, right? You can kind of go a highbrow, lowbrow, right? You know, Rose is kind of highbrow. She's the driving force behind our Midland High Faculty Prayer Club as the daughter of a preacher, right? She always has a nice reading and a nice verse that she shares with us. Lowbrow, she contributes a couple of things to the culture of the school when the students are not around. I don't know if you've ever seen, she's got this really cool lighter. It's got like this long pink shaft with a bulb at the end. It's a pig, come on, get your heads out of the gutter.
Sorry,
Yes,
phallic.
all right. But nothing will substitute for the bomb she dropped at Faculty Book Club a couple of years ago. We were talking about kind of like, days gone by and things that no longer exist in culture anymore. And one of the things was drive-in movie theaters. And that's when Rose talked about a particular drive-in movie theater in her hometown of Battle Creek.
West Point Drive.
The West Point Drive-In, which apparently is for mature audiences only, let's just say. All right?
Turn it into a porn.
Okay, all right. So you said it before I did. Yes, they showed hardcore pornography at this drive-in movie theater when we said that phrase here at a Midland High faculty function. All right, so that's probably as good a time as any for us to say, Rose, you bring harmony and music and humor and laughter and genuine warmth to this entire school and this department and this faculty. And we love you so much for it. So we want to thank you for all that you have brought to us, and we wish you sunshine blessings for the rest of your days. Thank you.